It all started like any ordinary day. The sun was calm, the air was soft, and everything in my house felt peaceful. My dog, Max, was napping by the window, his fur glowing in the morning light. I was scrolling through my phone, sipping coffee, completely unaware that something unusual was about to happen. But Max, he sensed it. His body stiffened suddenly, ears perked up, and his eyes locked on me with a strange intensity. That look wasn't normal. It was like he was trying to tell me something urgent. At first, I laughed it off. "What's wrong, buddy?" I asked, but he didn't wag his tail or blink. Instead, he began pacing back and forth, whining softly. His nails clicked on the floor as if he was tracing invisible danger. Then, out of nowhere, he ran to the door, barking loud and sharp, something I hadn't heard before. It wasn't his usual someone's outside bark. It was deeper, warning, desperate. My heart started to race. I had no idea this moment would change everything. I followed Max to the living room, confused but alert. He stood by the window, growling at nothing visible. My first thought was maybe a stranger or another animal outside. But when I peeked through the curtain, there was nothing, just silence. The hairs on my arms rose. Max turned, tugged on my sleeve, and tried to pull me toward the hallway. It was the strangest thing, as if he wanted me to move away from where I was standing. I hesitated, but something in his eyes said, "Trust me." Seconds later, the ground trembled. A low rumble echoed through the floor like thunder under my feet. My cup fell and shattered, coffee spilling everywhere. Max barked frantically, hurting me away from the wall. That's when I realized it wasn't just my imagination. It was an earthquake. My body froze in fear, but Max kept pushing, pulling, forcing me toward the door. I grabbed his leash, stumbled outside, and within seconds, everything shook violently. Outside, neighbors screamed, car alarms blared, and birds scattered across the sky. My heart pounded as I clutched Max's collar, watching windows crack and power lines sway. The earth roared beneath us, but we were safe. If Max hadn't warned me, I would have been trapped inside. When the shaking stopped, I fell to my knees, hugging him so tightly he yelped softly. My hands were trembling, but my heart overflowed with gratitude and disbelief. He looked up at me, panting, tail wagging gently, as if to say, "Told you." The rescue teams came hours later, checking for damage and injuries. I told one of them what had happened, and they smiled knowingly. "Animals sense vibrations long before we do," he said. "He probably saved your life." Those words hit me hard. I looked down at Max, who was now calmly lying beside me, his eyes soft but alert. He wasn't just my pet anymore, he was my guardian, my protector, my silent hero. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw Max's face at that exact moment, that intense, warning stare. It was more than instinct, it was connection. I realized how deep our bond had become, how much we understood each other without words. Pets don't just share our homes, they share our energy, our emotions, our fears. And sometimes, they act when we freeze. That's what makes their love so pure. It's selfless and instinctive. The next day, I recorded a short clip of Max sitting proudly beside the cracked wall, his leash in my hand. I shared it online with the caption, "He saved me." Within hours, it exploded. Millions of views, thousands of comments, people sharing their own stories of pets saving lives. The internet wasn't just moved, it was united by one thing, unconditional love. That's when I realized the story wasn't just mine. It was for every pet who ever protected, comforted, or saved someone quietly. As days passed, Max became a little local hero. The vet who treated him after the quake told me to treasure him because not all heroes wear capes, some just wag tails. I laughed, but deep down, I knew he was right. I started volunteering at animal shelters, helping others find their maximum, because sometimes the pet you rescue ends up rescuing you in return. That's the real beauty of love. It circles back in ways you can't imagine. Even now, when it rains or the wind howls, Max still gets alert. He walks around, checks every room, and then lies beside me like a living alarm system powered by love. And every time I feel that gentle nudge on my hand, I remember the day he saved my life. It wasn't luck. It was loyalty, instinct, and a heart that beats in sync with mine. So next time your pet acts strange, pause and listen. They might just be protecting you in ways words can't explain. When I look at Max today, older but wiser, I feel something powerful, gratitude mixed with awe. He didn't just warn me that day, he changed the way I see life. We humans think we understand love, but animals show it in its purest form. No expectations, no fear, just devotion. And that's why I made this video, not just to share a story, but to remind everyone watching that sometimes miracles come with pause and a heartbeat. Because love always finds a way to save us.